Hello everybody, welcome to the Grand Hakim channel. This is your news of the day for June 13th, the eve of the FIFA Club World Cup. June 14th, the first game will kick off between Al Ahly and Inter Miami. And I never thought I'd have to make a video like this, but there's been so much drama surrounding the FIFA Club World Cup in all aspects. And then we have the Seattle Sounders drama, which to this day has yet to be solved, and we can give an update on that as well. I also want to touch on the Inter Miami Al Ahly game specifically, and the fact that ICE is going to be present at that game and potentially other games around the United States, and how that's affecting ticket sales or attendance. We'll touch on that, of course. Before we get too deep into this video, if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Give the video a like if you want. Make sure you check me out on my socials. @GrandHakim is the Twitter. @Gra_Hakim is the Instagram. And Tickety Talk. If you want to get merch, join the Discord, or make a donation, all links will be in the video description. Right, so as I mentioned, this is going to be kind of a big video. We're just going to talk about the drama surrounding the FIFA Club World Cup. I guess we should start with the question that's on your screen there. Should ICE be allowed at games? And you can let me know in the comment section down below. Please do your best to keep it civil. I know ICE and immigration is a big topic in the United States right now, given the current political climate, the administration that's, it's currently in charge of the United States. But I'm going to do my best to just make this clear and concise, and I'll kind of give my opinion on it, and hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from. But first, before I give my thoughts, let's watch a clip from, I believe it's from Fox 13 Seattle. That's the channel, the Fox channel in Seattle. They kind of give an update on the situation in Seattle. Will ICE be in Seattle? And then we can also look at ICE, because we know ICE will be present in Miami, but this clip I think does a good job to talk about ICE and their presence at this tournament. So let's give it a listen.
Looking live now at Lumen Field, what should be a fun and exciting time in Seattle as we kick off the Club World Cup on Sunday has turned to skepticism and uncertainty for some, as ICE and Border Patrol agents are likely to be at matches, according to their social media posts. Fox 13's Alejandro Guzman has more from the stadium.
It definitely feels like FIFA Club World Cup 2025 is here in Seattle. The banners are up, the logos are displayed ahead of this weekend's big match between the Seattle Sounders and Botafogo. Seattle is definitely the underdog here. It's only 3 days away, but yet again, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty surrounding not just this match, but many across the country, as we're hearing that ICE could be providing extra security.
On Tuesday, Customs and Border Protection posting, "Let the games begin." The first FIFA Club World Cup game starts on June 14th in Miami. CBP will be suited and booted, ready to provide security for the first round of games. A post that has since been taken down is now being shared by Fox Sports 940 AM in Miami. According to our affiliate in Florida, FIFA President Gianni Infantino confirmed Customs and Border Patrol would be there alongside Miami-Dade Sheriff deputies to provide security. Fears only intensified after ICE agents advised non-American citizens to carry proof of legal status to the match. This is all in Miami, but I did take the time to ask Governor Bob Ferguson if this is something we can anticipate will happen.
Okay, so before we hear Bob Ferguson speak, you did hear that right, that they're asking people to attend these games to carry not only ID, but proof of citizenship, which I guess would be a driver's license. But for the fact that you're requiring people who are out of the country to carry passports to the games, I think is a bit ridiculous. This is a football stadium, not an international airport. But I'll let Bob here continue.
take the time to ask Governor Bob Ferguson if this is something we can anticipate will happen during Sunday's match. This is what he said.
I'm not getting communication from the federal government what they're doing. I want to be very clear about that. So, but we, of course, are very focused on the days ahead of us and making sure we're doing everything we can to ensure the president does not take an illegal action here in Washington State.
I also reached out to Mayor Bruce Harrell's office, who said they, too, are aware of the rumored ICE attendance, and they say that they're working with Governor Ferguson and Attorney General Nick Brown, but made it very clear they don't coordinate or assist feds in immigration enforcement. Now, let's shift gears and talk ticket prices. This Sunday, you can snag tickets at just $35. Now, if you want to see one of the best soccer clubs in action, like Paris Saint-Germain, who has some of the best players known internationally, it'll only cost you $117 per person. The speculation of ICE isn't making the situation any better. While I can't correlate low sales to ICE rumored to be at Lumen Field, sport analyst Nico Moreno with Pulso Sports says it's something that's been a long time coming.
I really thought a couple months back that it would be beyond that, but when I'm hearing that there's basically a fire sale on tickets, people are getting free tickets if they bought, the 300 levels. People are being brought down from the 300 levels down. It just makes me feel that it's going to be just like a Portland against the Sounders type of atmosphere.
I did reach out to CBP, who in a statement says U.S. Customs and Border Protection is committed to working with our local and federal partners to ensure the FIFA Club World Cup 2025 is safe for everyone involved, as we do with every major sporting event, including the Super Bowl. Our mission remains unchanged. They say that they're primarily here to respond to threats or anyone who might be committing fraud or any criminal activity. We know that we're 1 year away here in Seattle from the FIFA World Cup 2026, where our city is going to be home to 6 matches. I did reach out to Lumen regarding this whole rumor about ICE being at these matches, but so far I've not heard back. Alejandra Guzman, Fox 13 News.
Okay, so that's the clip from Fox 13 Seattle. I do want to put this quote back up. So hopefully, because I had no idea that ICE was involved with the Super Bowl in terms of like event security. I had no idea that was a thing. So hopefully they stay true to the statement and that they're just there for security, to make sure everyone's safe, yada, yada, yada. But my fear, and kind of what I've seen around the country with how aggressive ICE is being with the raids and whatnot, I hope we don't see that at these stadiums. That is the last thing you want, is because the perception for someone going to a game, let's say they're from Mexico or they're from Botafogo, right? They're from Brazil or they're from out of the country. There's this fear that they might get raided. I mean, hopefully odds are that won't happen. But with this current administration and with the way this country is, you just don't know. We have no idea if raids will happen, and it's causing this fear among fans and among people to go to these games because ICE is present. And that's why they touched on it a little bit, and we'll cover this more. That's why they said, oh yeah, low attendance. Nico Moreno, who I love from... what's this? Sounder at Heart. I blanked there. Sounder at Heart. I love Nico Moreno. Shout out Nico. He said that, people who bought upper deck seats are being offered like upgrades to sit lower bowl for the same price. Some people are selling their tickets for super cheap. Some people are boycotting this and not even attending. So it's just a really bad situation, and I'm honestly surprised FIFA is allowing the U.S. government to do this, because FIFA wants to make money. We all know that. FIFA is the greediest, company probably on this planet, and I'm surprised that they're allowing the U.S. to kind of put ICE in as security for this entire tournament. And hopefully it's not for the entire tournament. They said for the first round of games in that little post that they deleted after. But I think it's just ridiculous. The fact that they are asking fans to carry, proof of citizenship or proof of like ID of where you came from. Like I said, this is a football stadium. This is not an airport where you need to prove who you are, right? It is just a public space to watch a football game. Like, I just don't get why it needs to be this complicated just to go out and have fun with your friends or support your team or whatnot. It's ridiculous. And we're seeing that right now with low ticket numbers, especially in the Al Ahly and Inter Miami game. It's the only game happening tomorrow on June 14th. It is the only game happening on the FIFA Club World Cup schedule because it's Lionel Messi, right? Lionel Messi kicking off the tournament. It's supposed to be this big deal. Inter Miami games are like sellout. It's sellout after sellout because of Messi. It's so hard to get tickets there. Tickets are so expensive. So you would think, you put Lionel Messi Saturday night, prime time, at the Hard Rock Stadium where the Miami Dolphins play, you think it'd be a complete sellout. Because I think that stadium holds about 64,000 people or so, give or take, somewhere around there. And I do want to show you this other clip from ESPN FC, who also, a show that I love and I watch all the time. They are going to touch on the possible attendance for the Inter Miami and Al Ahly game. So let's give it a listen.
Well, it's not quite the Miami weather we were expecting here at the Hard Rock Stadium, but tropical climates, a little bit of rain, a little bit of sunshine. But Lizzie's joining me, and we're going to look ahead now to Inter Miami's first game as well. But before we get into their first game of the Club World Cup against Al Ahly, I want to talk about the ticket sales, because that has been probably the biggest problem FIFA's had to face coming into this. We've heard the stories of how they've had to slice it almost by 50%, if not more. But what's been the mood and the vibe like here in Miami?
Yeah, so the ticket sales is an interesting topic. Officially, as last we checked Ticketmaster a couple hours ago, the official tickets were technically sold out. However, there are still various sections empty and available in verified resale. So it'll be interesting to see the game on Saturday and how many fans show up and how many verified ticket sales are not done. We did see that people like those students at Miami-Dade College got tickets for approximately $20 and then received 4 complimentary tickets. So the situation was a little bit of a struggle for FIFA. In terms of the mood of the city,
I tell you what, when in doubt, give tickets to college kids. That's hilarious.
Was a little bit of a struggle for FIFA. In terms of the mood of the city, there is angst, there is nervousness. We saw a couple days ago that Customs and Border Patrol and Border Immigration posted a statement saying immigration agents would be in attendance, which sent nervousness across the city, leading a lot of people to question whether they would attend or not. So beyond the sporting aspect, beyond the ticket prices, there's also a large sentiment of fear keeping people away from the stands.
And it's interesting you say that, because the last time I was at the stadium was for that very eventful Copa America final that we will not forget anytime soon between Argentina and Colombia. There's still a Leo Messi that's expected to show up and play at this stadium. Have they talked about that any at all in terms of the stadium being able to deal with that capacity of the excited and overly excited football fans?
They have, yes. So FIFA and Hard Rock Stadium confirmed to ESPN that there's going to be several security points and ticket points entering Hard Rock Stadium, as opposed to Copa America, where any fan could enter the perimeter and the premises. This time around, there's going to be a lot of security points that check ticketing, and then you can enter the stadium parking facilities. So even before entering the stadium, you're going to have your tickets checked multiple times.
All right, well, that's good, because either way, I think we're expecting an exciting vibe for that curtain raiser of Inter Miami up against Al Ahly first. Let's talk about their group as well. In terms of the expectations of Inter Miami, what is it? Because I know that you, of course, are very close to the team. Are they expecting to go all the way, get out of the group? Because they do have some heavy hitters in it.
They do. I think the expectations are twofold. Internally, Inter Miami co-owner Jorge Mas, head coach Javier Mascherano have made the target very clear. Inter Miami wants to leave the group stage. They want to qualify for the knockout round. However, when you have an X factor, when you have Lionel Messi on your roster, expectations from fans are a whole different thing. So
final or bust for Messi.
Final or bust, trophy or nothing. But no, internally the team feels a success would be making it to the knockout rounds, considering the level of this tournament, considering the level of the international teams coming into Miami.
Yeah, as we know, if it's not a final for Lionel Messi, it almost feels like it's unfair for the absolute legend. But we're looking forward to that game. We're just now 2 days away from the opening of this FIFA Club World Cup.
All right. So I like how they gave a preview there of Inter Miami in that group. I don't think they're going to do much, to be honest. It's too old of a team. Bunch of grandpas on that team. The Barca boys. It's like the retirement home in Inter Miami. But back on the main topic of the ticket sales, and they just confirmed it as well that, ICE is going to be there. It's conjuring up this fear of attending the match for this Al Ahly game, so people are selling their tickets, not wanting to show up, which is very unfortunate because in hindsight, this FIFA Club World Cup is a fantastic idea. Like, I love it. I honestly had no idea this tournament existed until the Seattle Sounders won the CONCACAF Champions League back in 2022. I had no idea that every year the winners of each region played each other in a Club World Cup. I had no idea it existed. So this is a great way for FIFA to get more exposure on this tournament and maybe to, make it more of an incentive to win your Champions League in your region. Obviously, there's no need to incentivize that in Europe. I think that's it's been made very clear that it's a huge, massive deal in Europe. But maybe in CONCACAF, because it's not like a massive deal, I guess, in the United States. I mean, it sort of is now, but it's not like the end-all be-all, right, of winning CONCACAF Champions League. Maybe that culture is different, but I'm just speaking from my point of view. So hopefully it, puts more awareness on that, which is great. And it's supposed to be a bit of a celebration of all the best teams playing against each other, getting competitive football. Also, it's kind of a warm-up for the World Cup next summer, which is also going to be in the United States, and along with Canada and Mexico. So it's to kind of just get you excited for the upcoming calendar season of football. And who knows, it also helped grow the game in the United States as well, because football, or soccer as we know it, is not super popular in this country. So maybe teams like a Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, PSG, maybe teams or maybe fans see those teams play for the first time and like, hey, I'm going to become a fan of that team, as someone who watched the Bundesliga back during COVID because they were the first league to come back. That's how I got into following Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, and my love for the Bundesliga was because of that. So hopefully this tournament can spawn those fans as well. But given the current climate of this country with immigration, having ICE at these games, I'm worried that it's kind of going to tamper all that celebratory feelings, and it's going to tamper people's motivation and people's participation in this tournament and attending these games. And some people probably aren't even going to watch it on TV as well because of ICE being at these games maybe. And so it is very unfortunate that it's come to this, that we live in a country of the United States where there's so much fear of just going out in public and doing the simplest things of attending a football game, just anything in life nowadays. I just feel like is a big hassle, and there's so much fear in this country. And I'm not saying it's all entirely on the current administration's fault, but when it comes to ICE and immigration, it just sends out the wrong message. Like, I just don't understand what this current administration is doing. Like, fear-mongering people about this is not the way to go. It's never the way to go. And I saw a clip of our vice president, J.D. Vance. He was asked about the World Cup next summer, and he was like, yeah, we welcome, everyone from, all the countries around the world to support their team, but once the tournament's over, they better go home or back where they came from. Otherwise, they're going to have to deal with immigration or whatever, whoever's in charge of immigration. And it's just sending the wrong message. I mean, like, why would you fearmonger people like that? Oh, yeah, come to our country, but as soon as this tournament's over, get the F out, or we're going to force you to leave. That's just not the United States that, I want to be a part of, I want to live in. Like, everyone should be welcome into this country. This country was built on people coming here, making a name for themselves, and being able to thrive here. And I feel like nowadays we kind of say, we've had enough of that, and all you people need to go back where you came from. Which is very unfortunate, because I think to have a thriving country, you need to have, people coming in and expressing new ideas and new thoughts, and I think that's what creates a functioning, high-functioning society. I just don't agree with deporting people willy-nilly. And this is getting into a whole other conversation. I don't want to go down the immigration rabbit hole of what you believe in. This is not what this video is about. It's just about ICE and immigration causing fear at games, which I think you and me both can agree, whatever your thoughts are on immigration, you can agree that this is a bit ridiculous, and we should not be fear-mongering people in our society to go to football matches. I think that is freaking ridiculous. And it's going to cost FIFA a lot of money as well. I do want to pull up this article, and it touched on the current ticket sales of Hard Rock Stadium, where Inter Miami and Ollie are going to be playing their games. Hopefully this works. Yes. So with just days remaining until Messi and his teammates make their U.S. debut in the tournament, The Athletic revealed that only 25,000 tickets have been sold thus far. This accounts for a mere 38.7% of the available seats in Miami's Hard Rock Stadium, which has a capacity of 65,328. And they mentioned in that video that, they're selling tickets to college kids for super cheap, like $20, and then they're giving them 4 free tickets to hand out to their friends, just to fill out the stadium, to make it look like people in this country are interested. And it's just so frustrating. It is ridiculous that it's come to this. Basically giving tickets for free just to make it look like there's lots of interest in this country about this tournament. The unfortunate thing is there should be. I think if we didn't have this big immigration debacle with ICE, and there wasn't the current climate we have in this country with being afraid just to go out and do certain things, I think this tournament would be a smashing success in this country. We've seen it where the U.S. has hosted Copa America, and that was very successful. It's hosted, obviously like Gold Cups, and those stadiums are packed for those games. It's definitely a country that can fill out stadiums for football, but when you have this drama and fear-mongering of going to games, it's going to be empty stadiums. And that is my worry, that we're just going to see empty stadiums all over the country because of this. And maybe it's because, some cities just don't show out, and that's fine. Like, I think, there's some teams that, people probably don't even know and aren't super popular in cities that aren't, like, Chicago or New York City. They're kind of smaller cities. And, yeah, that's fine. Attendance is probably not going to be super big. But the fact that you have Messi playing in Miami at a football stadium that would normally be sold out, and it's not going to be sold out because of ice, is just devastating. And it's terrible for the sport of football. It's terrible for the growth of football in this country. And it really just rubs me the wrong way. I just am not pleased with it. Because this is a tournament, honestly, I was looking forward to this tournament for, months. Whenever they announced, last year, I was so excited. Seattle Sounders are going to be in it. Bayern Munich are going to be in it. Borussia Dortmund are going to be in it. My 3 favorite football teams are going to be in this tournament. You kind of get to see how, especially for Seattle, how they stack up against certain teams in different regions. I'm so excited to see the Sounders play, Paris Saint-Germain. I'm so excited to watch Bayern, take on, different teams from around the world. But it's very unfortunate that there's been so much drama surrounding this tournament with ice, low attendance, with the labor dispute between the MLSPA and MLS, with the Seattle Sounders and Inter Miami, LAFC wanting a fair share of the pot of that $9.5 million. And then on top of that, we have all this drama with the U.S. men's national team that's completely separate. And it's just I just never thought stuff could be so dramatic with everything going on. But that's just, I guess that's the world we live in now. I do want to show you guys, I do have Ticketmaster pulled up so I can show you the situation going on at Hard Rock. This is what it currently looks like. So yeah, as they mentioned on the ESPN clip, lots of verified resale tickets. It looks like there's some seats from Hard Rock available there. How much are those? I'm sure those are super expensive. $278. No, thank you. But yeah, you're seeing it verified resale, $77. Honestly, not bad. I'm not seeing the $20 like they were saying in the video. I'm assuming the stadium or FIFA is able to. I'm sure they have FIFA representatives on college campuses in Miami handing tickets out to people and whatnot. So it's probably not reflective on the website, but just shocking, really, really shocking. I just wanted to highlight that and what's going on with this tournament. And yeah, it's just really unfortunate. Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What you think. Should ICE be allowed to do security at these events? Like I mentioned, I had no idea they did Super Bowl events, and I normally don't hear about any immigration drama at the Super Bowl, so hopefully all they do is security. I'm praying that they don't do any raids or anything of that nature, because if they do, if ICE does a raid at one of these games and starts detaining people because they don't have a passport on them, good luck with the rest of this tournament is all I'm going to say. No one's going to show up if they do that. So it's in their hands. If they decide to do something stupid, I think FIFA's going to feel the pain of that, of no one's going to show out for these games anymore. Just a bad situation all around. It's just a really bad situation. So hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully they just do security. But like I said, let me know your thoughts at home. Do you think they should be allowed to do security? Do you think it's causing fear among fans or your friends? Is it affecting your friends or family? Is it affecting you from attending games? I unfortunately don't live in an area close enough where I can go to one of these games. I'm going to have to watch it all on TV. I don't even know if it is on TV, to be honest. I think it's on DAZN, the streaming platform. So let me know if you are planning to go. Are you afraid of an ICE raid potentially? Are you just kind of whatever, I don't care? Because honestly, if let's say the games were in my hometown, I don't know if I would go, to be honest, because how are they going to decide who to tell is American or not? Because like, I've lived in America my whole life. I was born and raised here, right? I'm a legal U.S. citizen. Obviously, by looking at me, someone could be like, oh, you're brown, so you must be from somewhere else. And I get that all the time. Like, people, sometimes white people are so surprised when I open my mouth and then this voice comes out. They're like, what? You speak English without an accent? You don't sound like Apu from The Simpsons? Like, what? It's crazy. But yeah, how are they going to know who's American, who's not? Is it purely based on skin color? Oh, you're brown. Hey, do you have proof of citizenship? And what if I don't have my driver's license on me? Like, I left it in my car. Like, what are they going to detain me? Like, I don't know what the rules are and how that works. So, I seriously hope, I generally hope that doesn't happen. Pray to God that doesn't happen. And if it does, I mean, I think my Yankee do have to boycott this tournament, because why would you go up to a game then? What's the point? Why risk getting detained, really? I can go on about politics, but I think, well, I'll contain myself there. I'm sure you know my stance on the current climate that's going on. I just want everyone to be happy. Everyone should be comfortable in their own skin. Should be comfortable just to go out and have fun with friends and family. Have fun at a FIFA international tournament without fear. So that's just what I believe in. So, oh my goodness me. And then I update you on the MLS PA and the Seattle Sounders. Let me pull that up quick. To my knowledge, there hasn't been any further update on the MLS PA. Oh, here's a tweet from Nico Moreno. How perfect is that? So the latest update that we got was on June, what day was this? June 8th. So it was a few days ago. This was their only update, and I can read you this whole letter, but I'll pull it up on the screen for you. So MLS spent most of last week making threats and promising retaliation against the MLSPA and players because Seattle wore T-shirts that expressed frustration over the league's refusal to engage about Club World Cup compensation. After ignoring months of attempts by players to engage, late Friday afternoon, less than 48 hours before LAFC and Seattle players were to take the field once again, the league finally provided the PA with their first proposal on this issue. As promised, this proposal was retaliatory in nature. The details: no additional participation bonus. Bullshit. That's ridiculous. The league did not add a single dollar for players from the $28.65 million windfall that MLS will be paid by FIFA, and as a result, the player's share of that amount remains at barely 10%. Don't like that. Below standard back-end compensation. The league introduced back-end compensation of 20%, an amount that remains below the international standard, requiring unrelated CBA concessions. The league attempted to strong-arm the MLSPA into making concessions regarding multiple other CBA waivers that the league is seeking in areas completely unrelated to the Club World Cup. That is shocking that MLS would do that. So they clearly just don't give a shit about the players' union. They've never given a shit about unions to begin with. I remember MLS tried to get rid of the referees union. Just MLS hates unions. That's kind of their stance. The timing, substance, and retaliatory nature of the proposal sends a clear message. MLS does not respect or value players' efforts with regard to this tournament. Although not surprised, the players and the MLSPA are deeply disappointed by this message. MLS's refusal to negotiate in good faith has created a major distraction for the players, who should be focusing on preparing for a major international competition. However, players will not be silenced by threats from MLS. The players remain united in using their collective voice and demanding a fair share of the rewards earned for their hard work. Hashtag fair share now. And it is frustrating because think of it from a player perspective, right? are so excited to play in this international tournament. From a Sounders perspective, this is probably the only time that like 95% of this roster is going to be able to play against Paris Saint-Germain or teams of that ilk, right? It's a huge deal. And the fact that they've had to be distracted, by this ridiculous CBA and basically like pissing contest of MLS doing retaliatory things to the MLS union, the Players Association union. It's ridiculous, the fact that the players have to be involved in this in any capacity. Like, they should just get 50% like everyone else around the world. I don't understand. This CBA that was made back in 2021, before this tournament even existed, before we even knew the prize pool of this tournament. And the nice thing about contracts, that it isn't the U.S. Constitution where it's like written in stone and you can't change anything about it. The nice thing about a contract is that you can update it. So I don't know why MLS wouldn't want to update it to make the players happy, right? Because without the players, there's no Major League Soccer. Why not just update the CBA to increase the cap at least? Because I think the players were wanting 40%, which is still 10% lower than what everyone else around the world is getting. Change the CBA to increase the cap so you have happy players who want to represent MLS in this tournament. Because what's happened, at least for the Seattle Sounders, is you have a group of players that are pissed off at MLS, probably aren't super happy to show up every day and represent this league. A group of players that are frustrated, and it's affecting them in MLS play. It's affecting them in the locker room. It's probably going to affect them in this tournament. Not that they weren't going to do anything to begin with. That's a separate issue. But it's stupid. They should not have to worry about these labor disputes and getting their fair share. They should have to worry about is signing their contract and then football. That's it. They should not have to worry about something stupid and ridiculous like this. And like I mentioned, MLS is a greedy, shady corporation. All they care about is ripping off players, screwing them over, taking as much money in as they can to grow the league. But I'd argue you're not growing the league at all. Because think of someone from the outside. Think of players on the outside who maybe want to come into Major League Soccer. Do you think they want to be represented by this league? Only get capped at $1 million if they play in a big tournament like this in the future? Because this tournament's going to happen again. There's going to be another MLS team to win CONCACAF Champions Cup. So why would a player from the outside want to come in and have to deal with this? It's just ridiculous and very frustrating. And now here's Nico Moreno. Oh, it's a video. Perfect. Let's play this video. It looks like he interviewed Albert Rusnak, one of our DPs on the Seattle Sounders. I digress from that. I could go off on that, but let's just listen to this clip here.
Albert, I mean, when you've done so much to get that point across, what are you prepared to do? What is the group prepared to do if there's no resolution?
Yeah, I mean, it's still something we talk about. It's obviously not just us, it's 3 MLS teams that are part of this. So yeah, we all have to chip in with our own kind of where we're at. And everybody's opinion can vary, but it's important that we hear each other out and we hear everyone's opinion. And then, trying to come up with not necessarily a solution, but how we're going to go about this as players. So I think that's still it's still in process.
Would players sitting out be a consequence, be a possibility at all?
No, I don't think so. I think we worked hard to get to this stage and this tournament, and we've earned it by winning the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So yeah, I don't think sitting out is an option. Just because that inside what we have as athletes and as winners, and want to go out there and win and prove the people wrong, whether it's, whether we're talking about the bonuses or, the people not believing that we can do anything because we're in a group of death and all that. So that winner's mentality within us that each and every one of us has I think is bigger than, maybe our egos and what's fair and what's not.
Nice. Thank you, Albert and Nico Moreno, for that. So it is a good thing to hear that, the players won't sit out, because that is one thing I was concerned with. Christian Roldan last week didn't necessarily rule that out. So, and I would be disappointed if they sat out. I would completely understand. I wouldn't be mad at the players, but I'd be disappointed. Because, they worked so hard to get to this tournament, so I am glad Albert, and the players recognize that. They're going to be playing. They're going to play, hopefully, with a chip on their shoulder, proving MLS that, hey, we want our fair share. That's the best way, honestly, to prove if you really want to show up Major League Soccer, go out and freaking win this tournament. Get that, was it $95 million or whatever it was, and then show people, hey, we're only getting 1% of that entire thing. And hopefully that puts pressure on MLS to give them more money. Will that happen? Probably not. But it's good, and hopefully the players have that chip on their shoulder, not only for that reason, but also the reason that pundits out there aren't giving this team any shot. I'm glad to hear Albert is in it to win it, because I tell you what, Brian Schmetzer for the Seattle Sounders, he's been kind of hesitant on that. He's kind of just happy to be there, it feels like. So I'm glad Albert has that dog mentality in him. That's why I do love Albert Rusnak. Worth DP, that's a different question, but I do like Albert Rusnak. I like the player quite a bit. So yeah, just unbelievable that we are a day away from this tournament kicking off, 2 days away from the Seattle Sounders kicking off their FIFA Club World Cup, and there's been no agreement reached between MLSPA and MLS. Kind of left speechless by that, and it's just another frustrating thing that you got to put in the back of your head while you watch this tournament. So let me know your thoughts on the Seattle Sounders. Do you think they should get fair share? Do you think they should just suck it up and who cares? I'd love to know your thoughts on that as well. And that is it from me. If that is all the news I got, if we get any more breaking news throughout this tournament, I will, of course, keep you covered on that. I kind of like filming these news of the day videos, so maybe I might do this every day or every other day. Who knows? I quite like it. Also, channel note, if you are a fan of Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, if you're a fan of the channel, because we cover Bundesliga throughout the regular season, we will cover Bayern and Dortmund on the channel. It may not be every single game, because I do have work in school and other commitments on YouTube to do. So I'll do my best to cover both teams. I'll think about covering the Seattle Sounders if it works out with my schedule as well. But you can count on Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. And speaking of Bayern, their first game is Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time against Auckland City. And we will be doing a live watch-along for that game. So make sure you do tune in to that one. That is Sunday, early Sunday afternoon if you're in the East Coast, or a Sunday morning if you're anywhere west of the East Coast. Maybe you're all the way in the West Coast. That's 9 a.m. for you. So no better way to start off a Sunday morning than to watch Bayern Munich or Dortmund if they ever play on a Sunday, in my opinion. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Hopefully it's not as drama crazy with Bayern and Dortmund. I do know with Bayern Munich, the cool storyline with them is that Thomas Müller, who is reportedly leaving Bayern Munich after the season, this is kind of his last dance with Bayern. So he's hoping that him and the team can go out and win this tournament. So very excited to watch Thomas Müller in this tournament. Grew up watching Thomas Müller for Germany. I remember him in that 2014 World Cup. Integral piece to that German squad. So much fun to watch. So hope he does well in this tournament. Oh, I think we should end this with a fun thing, because I feel like this has been a very doom and gloom stream or video. I do want to show you guys Bayern Munich released a brand spanking new jersey, and it's gotten some mixed, I don't know, it's gotten some mixed opinions, and I want to get your opinions at home, so let me pull this up for you quick. So this is the new Bayern kit. Let it soak in before I give my thoughts. There we go. This is Joshua Kimmich. He's a good model. He's a good model for this. He should take up modeling once his football career is over. There he is, lacing up the socks. Nice. Showing off the arms. Nice. Look at those guns on Kimmich. Stallion. Look at that. Good look at the front of the jersey. Good look at the back. I think it's really cool. I really love it. A lot of people online, when I looked on Instagram, were trashing this jersey like crazy. I think it's awesome. I love that they have the normal Bayern logo on the kit. I feel like it's been a little while since they've had the normal Bayern logo on the jersey. But I think it's awesome. And one thing that's cool about this, since it's Thomas Muller's like last dance, look at the special lettering you can get with Thomas Muller. How sick is that? 2 times Champions League winner, 2 times Super Cup champion. I'm not sure what that is. Is that World Cup maybe? Super Cup, DFB Pokal, 13-time Meisterschalen, Bundesliga winner. Very, very cool. Like, so cool that I'm probably gonna have to buy this at some point, or maybe ask for it for my birthday, because that is coming up. So if someone's watching, birthday idea right here. And then I also want to show you the away kit for Bayern this upcoming season, because that is also really, really, really cool. It pays homage to the Allianz Arena, where Bayern Munich play. 20th year anniversary. Harry Kane, the model. Very nice. Glad that Harry Kane also won a title with Bayern. His first title ever. So I'm glad he's not cursed. His first year with Bayern, they lost to Leverkusen, so I'm glad he won it. But look at the details on this kit. So nice. I'm torn between which kit to get, the red one or this away kit. It is so nice. And you can kind of zoom in there. You see the Allianz Arena. That's kind of the outline of the stadium. Very, very cool. Let me know. Is it dripping or tripping? Both jerseys. I think the red one is dripping. Both of these are dripping, to be honest. I don't even know what I would give it out of 10. Like, the red one, I'd give that like a 9 out of 10. This one, maybe 9.5 out of 10. I think it's just a little bit cooler. But I'm torn. Let me know, what jersey do you think I should get? What jersey do you like? You can also get the Thomas Muller special lettering on this one. Very, very sick. Awesome. Very proud on Thomas Muller. He has not retired, though, from playing football. I think there's rumors that he might come to MLS. If he goes to LAFC, I'm going to lose my mind. I do not want him to go to LAFC, but... because everyone goes to frickin' LA or Inter Miami or the Galaxy. It's just, no one goes to like the smaller clubs in MLS, which frustrates me. Hopefully he comes to the Sounders. I would love if he came to Seattle. I think he'd be a perfect fit for the Sounders, in my opinion. Get Thomas Muller in, Craig Weibel. Get him in after this tournament. Well, all right, that's a fun way to end this video. This is kind of a big video talking about major topics. Let me know your thoughts on the entire video in the comment section down below. Let me know if you like this format, news of the day, something new. I might do this every other day. Hopefully I don't have to do this too often throughout this FIFA Club World Cup. It can just be like fun videos we make. Hopefully I don't have to do more videos about ice or anything stupid like that. But if you are new to this channel, please subscribe if you want. Bottom right hand corner. Smash the like button as well. Check me out on my socials. @Hakim is the Twitter. @_Hakim is the Instagram. And Tickety Talk If you want to get merch, join the Discord, or make a donation, all links are going to be in the video description. And before we go, this video, or I guess any video I do, is sponsored by Barvita, which is a great company that makes like granola bars. So if you're interested in having, snacking throughout the FIFA Club World Cup, I can guide you to Barvita. This is what they look like when you buy it. They come in a nice box, all organic ingredients. Link in the video description for the websites. And don't forget, you can use my code Grant15 for 15% off every single order. You can use it every single time, which is amazing. They have 5 different flavors. We got organic acai coconut, organic turmeric lemon orange, organic carob fig hazelnut, organic pistachio passion. Lots of passion for the Club World Cup. And then my personal favorite is the organic chocolate peanut butter. Give them a shout, give them a look. Use my code Grant15 at checkout for 15% off. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I always like to end the video by saying I'm sending love to everyone around the world that could use it, because the world is crazy right now, especially in the US and Middle East and everywhere. So sending some extra love there. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll speak to you soon. See you on an upcoming video on the channel.